The story begins in 1815 France, where a cargo ship is forced to seek medical help for its captain on an island. Edmond Dantes, a young and loyal sailor, along with his close friend Fernan Mondego, has their ship diverted to Elba. There, after a tense encounter with the island's guards, they receive unexpected help from the personal physician of the exiled Napoleon Bonaparte. In return for the doctor's assistance, Napoleon asks Edmond to secretly deliver a letter to Marseilles. Edmond, unaware of its treasonous content, agrees to carry out the mission. Fernand secretly observes this interaction and, fueled by jealousy, later reads the letter himself, realizing it contains plans for a potential rescue of Napoleon. Back in France, Edmond is promoted to captain of the ship by his employer, Morel, because of his bravery in saving the sick captain. This promotion angers Danglar, the ship's second-in-command, who is against landing on Elba in the first place. With his life improving, Edmond proposes to his beloved Mercedes, much to the envy of Fernand, who also secretly loves her. Fernand becomes bitterly jealous of Edmond's growing success and, especially, of his upcoming marriage to Mercedes. Fernand, filled with resentment and drunken anger, conspires with Danglar. He reveals the contents of the letter, implicating Edmond in a treasonous plot against France. Together, they set in motion a plan to frame Edmond. The local authorities arrest Edmond and bring him before the magistrate, Villefort. Initially, Villefort believes in Edmond's innocence. However, when Villefort learns that the letter Edmond was carrying is addressed to his own father, Clarion, a Bonapartist sympathizer, he realizes that his political career could be jeopardized. To protect himself and his ambitions, Villefort burns the letter and orders Edmond to be imprisoned indefinitely in the Château d'If, a notorious maximum security prison. In the Château d'If, Edmond endures years of harsh treatment at the hands of the cruel warden, Dorleek, and loses his faith in God. During his imprisonment, Edmond meets Abbé Faria, an elderly scholar and fellow prisoner. Faria educates Edmond in numerous subjects, transforming him into a wise and cultured man. In exchange, Edmond helps Faria tunnel out of the prison. Faria eventually reveals that he knows the location of a vast hidden treasure. Despite his deteriorating health, Faria provides Edmond with a map to the treasure and begs him to abandon thoughts of revenge. However, after Faria's death, Edmond takes his place in Faria's burial sack and is thrown into the sea. Edmond manages to escape, killing Dorleek in the process, and swims to freedom. Edmond washes ashore on a remote island inhabited by smugglers and pirates, led by Luigi Vampa. To survive, Edmond is forced to fight the pirate Jacopo in a knife duel. After winning the fight, Edmond spares Jacopo's life, earning his loyalty. Jacopo pledges to serve Edmond for saving him. Together, they embark on a journey of revenge and wealth. Years later, Edmond and Jacopo return to Marseilles, where they learn that Edmond's father committed suicide after his son's imprisonment. Edmond also discovers that Fernand has married Mercedes and that Villefort, Danglar, and Fernand have all risen to positions of power. With this knowledge, Edmond and Jacopo sail to the island of Monte Cristo, where they uncover Faria's hidden treasure. Armed with immense wealth, Edmond reinvents himself as the mysterious and powerful Count of Monte Cristo, determined to exact revenge on those who betrayed him. Using his newfound riches, Edmond purchases a luxurious estate near Paris and begins his plan of revenge. He throws an extravagant party, inviting the Parisian elite, including Fernand, Mercedes, Danglar, and Villefort. With careful manipulation, he begins to ruin each of their lives, one by one. To gain access to Fernand and Mercedes, Edmond arranges for their son, Albert, to be kidnapped by pirates. He then rescues Albert, earning a place of trust within their household. As Edmond tightens the financial pressure on Fernand, Albert unwittingly reveals key information about an upcoming shipment of gold, which Edmond uses to set a trap. Fernand and Danglar's plan to steal the treasure using Villefort's legal authority, but they are caught in the act, leading to Danglar's arrest. Villefort's involvement is also exposed, leading to his downfall. Mercedes, noticing Edmond's mannerisms, begins to suspect that the Count of Monte Cristo is actually Edmond Dantes. When confronted, Edmond reveals his true identity but harbors deep resentment toward her for marrying Fernand. Despite this, Mercedes shows Edmond the wedding ring she kept as a sign of her undying devotion to him. Touched by her loyalty, Edmond begins to forgive her, and their love rekindles. As Fernand's life unravels due to his gambling, bad investments, and Edmond's manipulations, he flees Paris. Mercedes finally reveals to Fernand that Albert is Edmond's son, conceived before Edmond's imprisonment. Fernand, realizing he has lost everything, confronts Edmond at the site of the treasure they once sought to steal. In a final showdown, Fernand and Edmond face each other. Albert, not knowing the full truth, attempts to defend Fernand, believing Edmond is trying to destroy his family. Before the fight can escalate, Mercedes intervenes and reveals that Edmond is Albert's true father. Stunned by the revelation, Albert lowers his guard. Fernand, however, takes advantage of the moment and threatens to kill Albert. In the chaos, Jacopo intervenes and wounds Fernand, but a stray shot injures Mercedes. Fernand, realizing his life is over, flees, but soon returns, demanding a final confrontation with Edmond. In their last battle, Edmond kills Fernand. Sometime later, Edmond returns to the Chateau d'If, having purchased the prison. He reflects on his journey and speaks to the memory of Abbé Faria, realizing that his path of vengeance brought only pain. Deciding to leave his past behind, Edmond chooses to keep the prison as a reminder of what he has endured. Mercedes, Albert, and Jacopo join him, and together they leave the island, as Edmond promises to make things right for those he loves.